All right, I've messed with my hair for the last 10 minutes. This is what you get, so try to pay no attention up here. Today, let's talk about opening a brokerage account for beginners. All right, so you've decided you want to invest or trade in the US markets. Well, there's a few things you're going to want to know. Actually, there's a lot you're going to want to know. I mean, a lot. But let's start with the beginning stuff and keep it simple. All right, the first thing you're going to want to know is the type of trading that you plan on doing. See, it's not as easy as just buying a stock and then selling it, or the opposite. You have to kind of decide, what's your goals? Are you a long-term investor? Do you just kind of hope to buy something and sell it within a few days or a few weeks? Or are you hoping to be a day trader and buy and sell by the minute? See, it depends on the type of trader that you want to be, which answers the next couple of questions. Now, there's a minimum amount that you're going to need to get started. And I get this question all the time. How much money do I need to get started? Well, the answer back to the people that ask those questions is, what are you hoping to do? Now, there's a few rules that the government sets and some brokerage firms set depending on what type of trading you want to do. So let's start with day trading, because that's the most expensive. You're going to need the most amount of money. All right, so basically, to be a day trader, you're going to need a minimum of $25,000. There's really no way around that. That's actually a government rule, or SEC, I forget exactly who came up with that. But what it is they said, look, if people are going to day trade, then we want them to have enough capital to be able to day trade. We're one of the only countries on the planet, by the way, that has this rule, and there's no changing it. You need at least $25,000. In fact, you have to maintain $25,000 at all times. If you're day trading and your account value falls below $25,000, you can close the positions that you're in, but you won't be able to start any new positions until your value of your account goes over $25,000. So realistically, you're going to want to start with at least $30,000 if you have it. All right, so that's day trading. Now, what if you're the kind of person that just buys something and you'll just sell it whenever it goes up, and maybe it takes a week or a month or something, but you're not really a long-term investor. You're just kind of buying things that you enjoy buying and taking a little profit when you get it, if you get it. All right, those type of traders are usually called swing traders or short-term traders. And for you guys, you're going to want at least $2,000 minimum to get started. The reason for that is most brokerage firms will allow you to have margin when you have at least $2,000. Now, margin, we did a whole video on this. Basically, it's just money that the brokerage firm lets you borrow. However, they're not going to let you borrow money if you have less than $2,000. Most brokerage firms are right in that area, about $2,000. So if you're a short-term trader and you want margin, then yeah, you want to have at least $2,000. And if you could have 3 or 4, that's even better, but that's really the bare minimum that you're going to want. All right, and long-term investors. This one's tougher. There's no rule on what minimum capital a long-term investor needs. Where we start to get a little bit messy here is the commissions. When you pay the commissions, they may be $4, $5, $6, $7 per trade. And if you start with $100 or $500, you can only buy so many shares of one stock, and the commission's going to be so much. It's going to be a huge percentage of what you've just invested. So really, you know, the minimum's 500, but I wouldn't be too active. I would say maybe 500 and try to consistently contribute to it if long-term investing is your goal. All right, let's talk about commissions. You didn't think you're going to be able to buy and sell for free, did you? I don't know anybody that trades for free. So the brokerage firms are going to charge you a commission. And like I said, it's going to be, you know, $4, $5, $6, $7 per trade, just depending on what platform you choose. Now, there are 2 ways that they can charge you. Day traders, you can actually choose to be charged per share, meaning you'll pay a fraction of a penny for every share that you buy. Instead of paying $7 or $6 every single time you buy and sell, brokerage firms said, hey, if you're going to be active, we'll give you a discount, but we'll charge you per share. So if you want to buy a lot of shares, maybe it averages out to $6 or $7 a trade. But if you only buy 100 or 200 shares at a time, we're not going to charge you $7 if you're planning on buying and selling many times throughout the day. So day traders usually go with the per share option. Swing traders or the longer term investors, usually you're going to pay per trade, and the brokerage firms are pretty much going to push you that way anyways, and it works out best for you in the long term if you're not really going to be that active. So commissions are important, but they're not the end of the game. Don't go to a brokerage firm just because they have low commissions. you'll probably regret it. All right, margin, right? We've done some videos on this, but we'll touch on it here real quick. Margin is simply money that the brokerage firm lets you borrow. Now there's three forms of margin here. We're gonna talk about two of them today. If you're a day trader, then you can apply for margin, and most of the time they'll just let you do that anyways. You don't even have to ask. But the margin on your day trades just means that you can borrow X number of dollars over what you actually have. So for day trading, if you start with $25,000, the standard is to allow you to spend up to 4 times that amount, right? So you could spend $100,000 on day trades. Here's the deal. The money has to be back by the end of the day or you're gonna get a phone call. So if you're day trading, you're gonna get the most amount of leverage because the deal is you're just gonna use it quickly and then put it back, use it quickly and put it back. Now, if you hold positions overnight or for a week or for a month or for a year, anything longer than 1 day, then your margin level is gonna be twice whatever you have in your account. So if you have 5,000, you're gonna be able to spend as much as 10,000, just double it. Now there's some limitations here, right? The brokerage firm is going to say, we want you to maintain a certain equity in this position, and without getting too geeky here and into a lot of complicated stuff, basically, they have an interest in your trade that you put on. If it loses a certain amount of value, they're going to ask you to put more money into your account just so they don't get in any trouble. Now margin's a double-edged sword here. It's great. I love it. I wouldn't, want to trade without it. But you're risking money that you don't have. So you definitely want to be sure that you're comfortable with the software, you're comfortable with placing orders in the event that something goes wrong that you can get out or you'll have your order ready to get out. But be very careful here. Margin can be fun. All right, so that's just the basics of opening a brokerage account. If you like this video, you want us to continue and expand on the topic a little bit more, leave me a comment, let me know, send me an email, and we'll keep expanding. There's a lot more things that we could talk about when it comes to having your own brokerage account. Hey, if you have a long-term retirement account, that's what we do here at Jazz, and we do it in such a way where we actually never touch your money, unlike every other place on the planet. If you'd like more information or you'd like to get us to work with you, go to jazzwealth.com. Up at the top, click Invest Now, and I will personally follow up with you to open or transfer your retirement accounts wherever they may be. IRAs, Roth IRAs, 401k rollovers, we can help you with anything. If you want to talk to me personally, feel free to send me an email or you can contact me directly anytime at